what's up? This is Tim from Rise Against, and I have some reader-submitted questions for visions.de. And the first one comes from Cavazzini, and it says, against whom or what did you want to rise against when you called yourself Rise Against in the first place? Nobody. It was a really arbitrary name. We just kind of chose it. We didn't really have a good reason, and we didn't have any good band names at the time. And so somebody said Rise Against. We couldn't believe that there wasn't a punk rock band called Rise Against yet, that no one took the name. And so we just sort of chose the name, and we kind of grew into the name. We kind of, it was a name that we had to like almost earn it. You know, we called ourselves Rise Against, and that was kind of a goal to become a band that was worthy of being called Rise Against. The next question comes from Christopher Dinges, and it says, which book do you always take with you on tour? I usually take different books on tour, but there is a book that for many years I would take on tour with me. It was Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States, which is kind of like a alternative history of U.S. history. It was like things that we weren't taught in school. It was more of like, it was like people's history. It was like they say like that the people who win the battles are the ones who write history. Well, this was a history written by the people, not just the winners of history. And it's a massive book. It's like a huge, thick, like Bible kind of book. And so I used to carry it around because it was the kind of book that you couldn't read all at once. It was just a massive book, so you could kind of open it up to a chapter about Vietnam, or a chapter about World War I, or a chapter about you know, slavery in America, and it was always something new, and it was a great way. It was mind-blowing for me just to read it. It still is, you know, when I get into that. And now, since there's things like Kindles, it's a lot lighter, and I can take it with me on tour. The next question comes from Sven Fisher, and it says, which song is your favorite one of the songs you're going to play tonight? I've been enjoying playing a new song off of our new record, The Black Market, called People Live Here, and it's an acoustic song. And so usually towards the end of the set I come out with an acoustic guitar and play a few songs, and that one's been kind of a fun song to play. And as people start to know it, it turns into a big sing-along, which is always fun. So People Live Here is kind of a cool jam right now. If you could choose one band out of all bands of the world to support you, which one would you choose? That's really hard. The easy answer is Pennywise, because we're on tour with them right now, and they really are an amazing band to be on tour with. We've been trying to get them for a while now. We've known them for years, but somehow we've never done a proper Rise Against tour, so it's awesome to be on tour here in Germany, you know, with Pennywise. We've toured with a lot of our heroes. We had Rancid support us, we had Bad Religion support us, a lot of bands that we grew up listening to. Out of all the bands, we haven't toured with NoFX yet, and that would be pretty cool. Or it would be a horrible disaster. So we'd find out pretty fast. So maybe NoFX. And then the last question by Anton Faber. Which is your favorite German band at the moment? The Do Nots. Love Do Nots. I sang a song with them on a 7-inch they just released last year. I sang the song in German, and I don't speak German. Ingo from the Do Nots coached me through the whole thing, you know. So it may sound like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. But it was a fun song to be a part of. They're a cool band. They're kind of like, you know, they've been a great German punk band for so long, and we've crossed paths with them at many different festivals, and just good guys, you know, and they're definitely my favorite German band at the moment.